It first started with him, then with him, and then with him, then with him, and then with him, and then him, and now him? What the f? Slowly and slowly, Real Madrid have been rebuilding what they once had. A Galacticos, Timecodes. A team that is built around superstars that bring fear into the opponent's eyes based on the caliber of players that they have, rather than the way they play football. Except for Barcelona fans. It all started as of recent with the signing of Kylian Mbappe, who is considered one of the best players of our generation. And now, it is basically confirmed that they will sign the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold. You lucky mother. These motherfuckers just don't stop. They 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 don't stop. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is basically confirmed now. It is basically, at this point, confirmed. Trent Alexander-Arnold will be joining Real Madrid this summer in 2025. He will be joining Real Madrid. He will be leaving the club of his life to join a team with good players like Real Madrid. Fabrizio Romano basically confirmed it. He reported this a while ago, and today he's basically confirming it, saying that they pretty much have advanced talks already and are getting close to an agreement for him to join this summer. Well done, Madrid. Well done. You did it again. You signed another top player for free. I don't think this news really came to a shock to many people. I think for a while now, it's been pretty much, basically, the thought of Trent Alexander-Arnold going to Real Madrid wasn't like very far-fetched. I think it was for a while now, especially this season, it was pretty much, we knew that, all right, there's a high possibility that he would join Real Madrid this summer, because for as long as this contract talks between him and Liverpool has been going on, and basically him not saying much, the club not saying much, no news from Fabrizio Romano or any journalist saying that, he's going to extend. It's pretty much confirmed that he's going to extend. On basically zero news about him extending for Liverpool. At that point, especially this season, we're literally getting to the end of the season and still nothing. It's pretty much confirmed that he will be joining Real Madrid. There's literally nothing else. For me, when I first saw the news of there being talks, when Fabrizio reported it about a year ago, I think the main thing for me was, all right, this guy comes from the academy. He's been there for 8 to 9 years now at Liverpool. He's been there for so many years. He clearly loves the club. He loves the people there. He loves the city, everything about Liverpool. He's born and raised there, right? So the fact that at this point, with only a couple months left in his contract, even a year just left in his contract, there were no talks about him extending, is pretty sus. It's pretty sus to be like, all right, what's happening here? How come he's not? There's nothing coming out about him extending for Liverpool, the club that he clearly loves. It's kind of sus, because most players who come from the academy, most players who love the club with all their heart, will immediately go and be telling the whole world I want to resign. I want to stay at Liverpool. I want to stay for the club that I support and love. But there's barely been any news of that. Trent has been quiet about it. So that pretty much confirmed he was not going to extend with Liverpool. For me, the only way that I saw that Trent was going to stay this season or extend this season for Liverpool for the next however so years was if they won the Champions League and the league as well, if they won the double. But I think the main priority was the Champions League, because he's been there for so many years now, and for him to only have had one Champions League out of 3 that he could have won, and 1 Premier League out of many he could have won, competing against the likes of Man City and Arsenal, kind of. But that's not enough success for him. He's a player, he's a generational talent that deserves to be playing at the top level, deserves to be playing for one of the best teams in the world, and broadcasting his talents for the best teams because he is of that caliber. And for him to be doing that for Liverpool for so many years and little to no success is just not acceptable for him and for the player that he is. So him signing for Real Madrid is the easiest choice that he could make because he's leaving on a free, and they're the one team that need a right back, right? But for me, if there was any possibility for him to have stayed at Liverpool, was if they won the Champions League, because that's the main trophy. Everyone fights for the Champions League. Everyone wants the Champions League. The Premier League is something that, as much as still difficult, like, it's something you can still, taste and grasp as a Liverpool player, as a Liverpool team, because they have, the credibility and they have the players, right? And this season they have shown it, especially when the level of the Premier League in the last year has dropped, in my opinion. So, this year they completely ran away with it. This Champions League, I think, was the deciding factor because everyone, the top teams, the best teams, especially like a Real Madrid, always compete and win these trophies. And the fact that he only won one, he's going to want more. So I think that was the deciding factor. And the fact that they got knocked out of the round of 16 against PSG, at that point when that happened, I was like, all right, he's done. He's leaving. There's no way. It's honestly very unfortunate because, like, for them to finish top of the league table and the Champions League with almost a perfect record, literally just, their last game they didn't win. And them like matching up against a PSG side who in the beginning of the season were nowhere near great, and then started getting form like towards like this second half of the season is just unlucky for them because PSG outclassed them in both games. They were better, as much as it was a team that outclassed them in terms of like the tactics because Luis Enrique is a great tactician. It was also a matter of rotations in the players that they had. And at this point, I don't think Trent is going to want to stay for another couple years at Liverpool when they clearly need to rebuild. A lot of the players are old. A lot of the veterans are getting older and older by the year. And they need to bring fresh new, talent, fresh new people into this squad for them to compete not only for 1 year, but for many more years. They need to make signings. And this season only came in with one signing. Like I said, the only way I think they really won this Premier League is because of two reasons. Luck, and because of the level that has dropped completely from this Premier League side, from the Premier League sides in general. Like a lot of Premier League sides, the main shocking one was Manchester City. The fact that they dropped so much in level in the 1 year is shocking. You could say it mostly comes down to them missing an important player, but it's still, like with the players and the money that we spend, you'd expect more. But luck is the matter also because for them to go into the season with one signing, Chiesa, only one signing, and be able to compete to the highest level with playing incredible football, it comes down to luck because, again, the team's dropping their level and them not suffering major injuries of their important players like Mohamed Salah, who has been incredible this season. But I don't think Trent is going to want to wait for another couple years to see, okay, let's bring the right players in, because when you bring the players in, you have to adjust them to the city, adjust them to the team, adjust them to the players, bring them in, to get used to the Premier League and everything. It's tough. It's a process, right? And it might take a year or two. Who knows? And I think Trent at this point is, fed up with that. Trent right now is in his prime years. He's literally 26 years old. He's going to turn 27 by next season. He needs to be showing this level that he's at the best team in the world, like I've already said. And again, the only team that desperately need a right back, as much as Barca do too, like we could use a right back. As much as Jules Koundé is a right back this season, he's still more of a center back, and we could use a proper right back. But Koundé's still showing incredible level. But the team that desperately do need it and are one of the best teams in the world is Real Madrid. So what better team to join in your prime for one of the best teams in the world who are literally building the Galacticos Part 2. Like, when you see the team that they're building with the, just the board that they work with Florentino, and literally just, I gotta give credit when it's due. Like, Real Madrid are one of the best teams in one of the best, run clubs in the world of football. Like, literally getting Mbappe and Trent back-to-back seasons on a free. Wow. Obviously, it's not completely free. They have to pay the salary, signing bonuses, or whatever, which is still a lot of money. But considering Real Madrid a couple years ago would have spent over 500 million maybe on Mbappe, and now getting him on a free is just crazy. And they're going to do it again with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, when it comes to this signing, obviously a lot of factors come into this signing. For one of the questions that I have is for Trent in general, for why he's joining Real Madrid is Is it more a factor of money, or is it a factor of, importance that he might be given as a club? As much as it's still like a team in general, and what team is going to bring you more success, is what have Liverpool not given him that Real Madrid are giving him? Because honestly, I haven't seen any like proper details as to what Real Madrid are offering him. But if Liverpool are just not offering this generational talent what he should be, what he deserves, is honestly ridiculous to me. Because where are they ever going to find a player like Trent Alexander-Arnold? Like, he's one of the best players of this generation, one of the best players of this, one of the best right backs of this generation. He is 100% one of the best right backs of all time in the Premier League, and he has the talent to go down as one of the best right backs of all time, because that's just how incredible he is. I've never seen a right back play like how he plays, because everyone has their own style, but his style is completely different from the best right backs that we've seen of all time, like Cafu or Dani Alves, right? But the way this guy plays, his IQ is just out of this world. Like, oh my God, his distribution, his shots, his free kicks, his corner kicks, everything about this guy is just perfection of what would you want as a right back, as someone who can offer you goals out of nothing for your top players who are great finishers. Like, man, just thinking about this stresses me out, because the amount of goals that Mbappe, Vinny, Jude are going to get from this guy is just insane, because he is a game changer. He is the guy that you would want for your team. Like, any team, any player would want, any team would want him, I should say. I would 100% take him at Barcelona, but at this point, I don't think there's any chance for any other team to get him, because I think another factor that definitely fits in is that him and Jude Bellingham have been, have been shown that they're like very good friends. So Jude is definitely like, yo, come over here. Like, we got you over here. So obviously having, and a lot of their players in that squad, you speak English. And Barca, like, I don't know how many players, like that team is like mostly Spanish compared to Real Madrid, where as much as, different nations in there, a lot of them speak English. So yeah, there's no way he'll come to Barcelona. But yeah, so I really want to know what went through Liverpool's head, because it's another situation with Mohamed Salah too, because Mohamed Salah has expressed throughout this season that he wants to extend, he wants to stay, but they're not giving him anything. They're not offering him anything. So I really want to, it's really, getting in my head, like, what are Liverpool doing? What are they doing? Because that is just, I can't fathom the fact that you would give up a player like Trent Alexander-Arnold for literally free, for nothing, right? I would have expected that Trent would at least extend one more season, or two more seasons, to give something back to Liverpool, for Real Madrid to be forced to pay something, because he loves the club, right? He's been there since, Liverpool made Trent Alexander-Arnold. As much as he's made himself for the talent that he has, Liverpool are the ones that gave him the chance. Jurgen Klopp is the one that gave him the chance. Like, this, he's been, brought up from this team, from this city, so he obviously loves the city, would want to give them something back, but the fact that he's not giving anything back is pretty crazy to me. Like, he's literally leaving on a free, and Trent Alexander will minimum 80 million minimum, because that's just how good of a player he is. And Real Madrid, would I think they would spend that kind of money if, let's say, he did have one more year left in his contract? I think they'd break the bank for him. I think they really would break the bank for him, because there's not many right backs in the world that are just at his level. Maybe there's other stylistic right backs that they can, in the world of football, who are good and can fit, like Hakimi. He was once at Real Madrid, so they could have gone for him, but I think Hakimi's just a major project for PSG. I doubt it. Frimpong, as much as a good, player he is playing on the right, he's more very attack-minded as like a wing back compared more to just a right back. So for him to come in, you'd also have to bring on a manager like Xabi Alonso in. So so the other, Reece James is 100% was one of the choices that Real Madrid were eyeing for years ago, but he's just too injury prone. Like, there's just no chance for him anymore. But yeah, Trent Alexander-Arnold is literally the only other right back. So I think they would have broken the bank for him, but they're gonna get him on a free. Great. Now, one of the main questions to be asked about this signing that a lot of people are talking about, especially us Barcelona fans, well, not me specifically, but a lot of Barcelona fans who, as much as we want to hate about this, hate the fact, that Trent might not be the best defender, defensively wise, he'll get exposed and all that, we also got to accept the fact that Real Madrid are signing a top talent, a top player. So, as much as we would want to hate, we just have to accept the fact that Trent is a great player and he could 100% adapt to this team, adapt to this new league that he's coming into. So as much as I want to hate, it's hard. It's hard because that's just how good Trent Alexander-Arnold is. So the main question is being asked going around is, how is he going to fit with the way that Real Madrid play? Can Carlo Ancelotti get him to play the best football in this side? Or is Carlo Ancelotti even going to stay for another season, to manage the side? Or Real Madrid going to, keep Carlo Ancelotti considering how not great of a season he's having this season, playing wise, right? Playing as a team wise. But and what other signings will Real Madrid have to make? Because for me, 100%, if they're going to get Trent, they need to get another center back. They need to get minimum 2 more center backs. Because right now, when it comes to their center back situation, Alaba isn't the greatest. He's just not the same level he was once when he first joined Real Madrid. Militao, I think at this point, he's just not going to come back the same. I think with the major injuries he suffered, I think it's finito for him. I don't think he's ever going to come back to the same Militao he once was. I think he'll probably get offloaded in a year or two. I don't think he'll stay much longer, especially as a starter for Real Madrid. So I think he's pretty much discarded. They have no one else. Vallejo, hell no. Rudiger, amazing center back, but he's aging. They're still gonna eventually need to find a replacement. And obviously Raúl Asensio, who this year has been a revelation. As much as I want to hate, he's been great. He's been great in Real Madrid. He's a great talent as well. So for me, 100%, they have to go and sign center backs if they want to be able to make Trent work in this side. Because, again, Trent going forward, elite. Defensively, he's not elite. He's good. He's good. He's very good. But he's not elite. He's not elite who can, elite right back who can lock up anyone. He's not that kind of talent. I think when he goes up against a very good winger, like let's say a Lamine Yamal or a Rafinha, if we would ever have to, I think he would struggle massively because we've seen it in the past. As much as he's improving, there's still, there's still things in there that just aren't perfect when it comes to him defensively wise. So 100% they're going to have to, bring another center back, especially when considering how Trent plays. He is definitely a player who's going to have to advance a lot. He's going to have to advance a lot to be very beneficial to this side, especially when they play against the low block teams, especially when they play counterattack football. Like, he is the one player that needs to be going up and down, especially going up on the right hand side, linking up with Rodrigo or whoever they have on the right playing at that moment. But 100% they're gonna have to buy a center back. They've been eyeing that Gene Hodgson, whatever his name is, from Bournemouth, the 19-year-old. Again, good talent. The last couple games he's played for, Spain, he's looked good. I'm not gonna say that I see him play week in, week out for Bournemouth, but he looks like a good talent. But they probably will sign him just a talent to have to raise in the club, and then potentially get something out of him in the next couple years. But I think they'll probably try to go for a big signing as well, like William Saliba or a Bastoni. Who knows? I think for this Galacticos side to be considered a Galacticos side, I think they'll have to go for the top level, top players, top names. And William Saliba, I think, is one of the main guys they've been eyeing for the last year. So who knows? But 100% a center back is 100% needed for them to be able to succeed with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Because when you compare Trent to Carvajal, because this season pretty much confirmed that Real Madrid needed a right back 100%. Lucas Vazquez, terrible as a right back. He's nowhere near the level to be playing for Real Madrid as a right back. And Carvajal, after suffering a major injury, considering how much he's obviously aging, he needs a replacement. If he's going to continue Real Madrid after coming back from his injury, is going to be in place of as a substitute, nowhere near as a starter anymore, because he's just not going to be the same. So Trent Alexander-Arnold is the best option, especially for a free, right? So when I see Trent Alexander-Arnold and I compare him to Carvajal I think is better defensively wise. I don't think he's out of this world defensively wise, better than Trent, but he is better than him. Going forward, it's all Trent. Because Carvajal, for me, is for right now is the best Real Madrid right back of all time. I don't think he'll ever go down as the best right back of all time. Even if he won, I don't care how many Champions Leagues or a Euro, I don't care, because when you compare him to the best, who are Cafu or Dani Alves, he's just nowhere near the level of how great of footballers they were. both defensively and attacking wise. Like, he just can't compare. I think for me, he's just more of a, you know, just a workhorse and an amazing player to have, you know, amazing squad player to have, because he'll give you 100% every single game. And when you get the best out of him, you know, he's incredible and offers you a lot. But when it comes to talent, when it comes to footballing wise, when it comes to those kind of aspects, he's nowhere near the level of Dani Alves, Cafu, or even Trent, because that's just how good Trent is, especially going forward. Like, the danger that he causes going forward. Anything that Carvajal can do going forward, Trent can do better. So, if Trent were to join this Real Madrid side, and God forbid, win a couple Champions League, 3, 4 Champions Leagues, he'll 100% surpass Carvajal as the best right back of all time for Real Madrid, because that's just how good he is. So, again, no question asked that Trent is going to be, you know, just incredible for this Real Madrid side. Now, when it comes to this whole Galactico gimmick of, obviously they're signing top players. You know, you saw in the beginning of the video all the players they've signed throughout the years to have the team that they currently have right now, right? As much as it's a Galactico gimmick, because we've seen it in the past, and we've seen who showed up in the past for Barcelona, Ronaldinho, Messi. I'm not scared. As much as I rate the players in Real Madrid, I don't think they're 10 times better, out of this world better than our players. Like, I'm being honest right now. I think our players are as good as their players. I think the main reason a lot of people say Real Madrid is because of the players up top compared to the going midfield or back. Because midfield battle, I think we're even. Defensive battle, I think we're even. Up top battle, all right, you can argue a little bit with me there, because Kylian Mbappe, better than Lewandowski. Rafinha, Vinny's done it for a couple more years compared to Rafinha. This is Rafinha's best season of all time. Throughout his whole career, it is, in numbers wise, is better than Vinny's had in his career too. But Vinny has proven it more in the bigger stages compared to Rafinha. And Lamine or Rodrigo, in my opinion, I'll give it to Lamine 100% for the age and what he's done already. But people will still sway towards Rodrigo because he's won the major trophies as well and has been doing it for Madrid for a while now too. But I don't think they're out of this world better than us. And even if they bring Trent out, I still don't think they'll be out of this world better than us. And again, we gotta always think that Barcelona this summer are going to invest as well. As much as Real Madrid are going to invest, Barcelona are also going to invest, and we need to invest as well. But I don't think this whole Galactico gimmick is something to be worried about for the league. Maybe the Champions League and European level, because when it comes to the European level, Real Madrid are just a team you just can't discard them ever, right? Like, even this season we've seen it, like, as much as they were shit in the group stages, as much as they struggled against Atletico in the round of 16, it is a matter of this team is you just can't discredit them. You just can't just completely forget about them when it comes to the Champions League and Champions League nights, because for some reason they just always pop off. But so maybe for Europe they'll scare other teams, but I think the way football is now is become way more tactical compared to the past, and I think for sure they'll struggle against teams. Like, teams will figure them out eventually, because a team cannot always rely heavily on individual talents as much as Ancelotti has been doing for these last couple years. These last couple of Champions League that he's won is come down to individual brilliance rather than him being an incredible tactician or an incredible tactical manager. It's come down to his individual players just being incredible. So eventually he's going to get figured out. So again, that's going to come down to the question now is going to come, is Ancelotti the manager to stay for Real Madrid, to coach this Real Madrid side with all these signings, all these big players? Because signing all these big players means only one thing: guarantee success. You need to guarantee that success. So the question is Ancelotti the manager to guarantee you that success? We'll see in the end of the season, because again, Real Madrid are still one of the teams that are still competing for every single trophy as much as Barca are. So we'll see in the end of the season how, because we can criticize Ancelotti all we want the whole season. He's not been great, but he's still there. He's still competing with us. He's still there, just just like a tick behind us, just waiting to crawl and suck us up and try to get something. Because as much as they've been bad stylistically wise, as playing football, their individuals still pop off any moment. Like, especially Mbappe, the second half of the season, he's been better than the first half of the season. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. I don't know if Ancelotti is going to last. I don't know how long he'll last. Xabi Alonso is literally the main guy that Real Madrid are probably eyeing right now to bring in, because, like I said, if you're bringing all these players in, you have to guarantee success. So, but in the end, I'm not too worried about this whole Galacticos thing, the whole trend coming. I think if anything, it's going to bring a lot more attention to La Liga and bring a lot more, just excitement to the Galacticos, excitement to the league in general, which is great to see, because that's something that's been, that's gone down a lot in the last couple years. So thankfully, with the way that Barcelona improving with their players as much as Real Madrid are buying their players, it's great to see that at least the league is getting a lot more attention. The Galacticos are getting a lot more attention. Barca are getting a lot more attention, because as much as Real Madrid are going to get the attention because of the players they have, Barca are going to get the attention too, because they're competing with the apparent best team in the world right now. So, or the best team in the world compared, because of the players that they have, right? So, I'm not too worried about this signing. I think, as much as it's a great signing, I think we'll be fine. We'll be fine when we go against them. I think if we sign a Nico Williams, if we sign a good attacker going up against Trent, we're chilling. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you guys think this is a good signing for Real Madrid? Do you guys think that Trent will succeed at Real Madrid? Do you guys think that Liverpool are going to regret this decision? Liverpool fans, let me know what you guys think. How do you feel that Trent is going to literally leave you on a free? Leave you on a free. That is the craziest thing you can say. Leave you on a for free. Your best right back of all time, the best defender you've had in so long. How do you guys feel that he's gonna just leave you for nothing? How do you feel? So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Barcelona fans, are you scared? Are you worried? Are you excited? Because now the games are gonna get even more competitive. The games are gonna get better, and we're gonna cook up, because if there's one player who's going to end this Galacticos, we all know who it is.
Ella anda sola, dando corriente, vive rodeada de delincuentes. Le gusta en el buleo, ella de sangre caliente. Donde la loca frena, se prende el ambiente. Tiene todos los muñequitos y le aplica zapatilla. El que la ve bañadita, dama dice la semilla. El culito paradito, como que 60 sentadilla. Yo la vi y me puse malo, me sacaron en camilla. Ella una locotrona, una mala de la zona.